Okay, so our next problem, e to the square root of x dx. So clearly you can't do this integration by parts because there is no v du. So we know we got to try u substitution. So let's try letting u equal square root of x. So u equals square root of x. That means du equals 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 dx. That's a mess. That's definitely not the right way to go. So that's part of what we do. We just try that piece. It didn't fit. So we say, okay, something else has to work. Well, okay, so next what we're going to do is say, let's square both sides. So that means x equals u squared. And now dx equals 2u du. All right, now we're in the money. Now what we can do is make our substitution. So we put our u in for e to the square root of x. So we've got the integral of e to the u. Now our dx becomes times 2u du. Okay, so now we've got 2 times the integral of u e to the u du. Okay, now we have integration by parts. So we say well, okay, here's what I'd like to do, is just turn this into x's. So I can just say this equals 2 times the integral of x e to the x dx. Now, all I'm doing is saying that u and x's, they're both the same. Now I can start over with my integration by parts. So I'm going to say we're going to let u equal x and dv equals e to the x dx. Okay, so that means that du equals dx and v equals e to the x. Okay, so now we're ready to make our substitution. So 2 times the integral, 2 times the integral of v du is going to equal 2 times uv, so x e to the x, minus the integral of v du, so e to the x dx. Okay, so we have 2x e to the x minus the integral v to the x dx is just e to the x, so it's just going to be 2 e to the x plus c, of course. And, uh-oh, yeah, we did. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so this really is, these were all u's here. So we have 2u e to the u minus 2e to the u plus c. Now we have to go back to our original definition of u and say, okay, this is 2 square root of x e to the square root of x minus 2e to the square root of x plus c. And that's our final answer. Game over. Okay, now let's recap the action. Okay, so first thing we did was we said, let's let u equal square root of x. But then we realized that you can't just go du with the square root of x. So we go, okay, x is u squared, and that means dx is 2u du. And so now I put in my 2u du for dx and e to the u for e to the square root of x. So now I can see it's integration by parts, but I wanted to rename u so I could go uv minus v du. So I turned my u's into x's and did my integration by parts. Now, when I got done with the x's, I realized those really are u's from here, and so I put them back, and this is going to be my final answer. Okay.